Before we get into our study of who the little horn power is in Daniel chapter 7, I would like to do a comparison and show you that the Antichrist of Revelation 13, he's known as the beast that comes up out of the sea, is the same as the little horn of Daniel 7. The little horn of Daniel 7 is the same as the first beast of Revelation 13. So if we can identify who this little horn is positively, then we will know who the end-time Antichrist is of Bible prophecy. Now notice Revelation 13 starting in verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So we see that this Antichrist, the beast, he's like a composite beast. It says he looks like a leopard, he has some characteristics of a bear, then also a lion, and then also a dragon-like beast. Have we seen these animals somewhere else? It's in Daniel chapter 7 in our study there. You had the lion, the bear, the leopard, and then you had the dragon. But now this Antichrist, it's all wrapped up into one. Now, notice here in verse 5, Revelation 13, verse 5, here's our first comparison. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. Notice that the little horn of Daniel 7 also has this same issue. It says in verse 8, there came up among them another little horn. In this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. And then in verse 25 it says, he, meaning the little horn, shall speak great words against the Most High. So as you can see, the Antichrist of Revelation 13 and the little horn, they are the same power. Now notice another similarity. In Revelation 13 verse 5, it says about the beast, the Antichrist, that power was given unto him to continue 42 months. So he's ruling for 42 months. Notice that the little horn of Daniel 7, how long he rules for. In Daniel 7 verse 25, it says, and they, meaning the saints, shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. Now in the Bible, a time equals 1 year. Times with an S equals 2 years, and the dividing of time is half a year. So you add that up, you have 3.5 years. Now, how long is a time, times, and the dividing of time? Well, in the Bible, a year consisted of 360 days, and when you add this up, it comes out to 1,260 days. That's 3.5 years. But notice how the Bible itself will tell us this. In Revelation chapter 12, we have a woman fleeing into the wilderness. Notice verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished, notice, for a time and times and half a time. That's the same time period and expression that we just read in Daniel chapter 7 concerning the little horn. But notice that this same woman fleeing into the wilderness is repeated in another verse in the same chapter. Notice verse 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there. Now notice, instead of saying a time and times and half a time, it says 1,260 days. That's 1,260 days. That is the same as a time, times, and half a time. So we are looking at the same time period. So when the Antichrist in Revelation 13 rules for 42 months, That is 3.5 years, because 12 months in a year, and you times that by 3 years equals 36 months. And then you add half a year, which would be 6 months, onto 36 months, and it comes out to 42 months. It is the same time period. So the little horn and the beast of Revelation 13, they are ruling for the same time period. Now notice one more comparison between the Antichrist and the little horn of Daniel 7. Revelation 13 verse 7, speaking of the beast power, who is the Antichrist, it says, "And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them." Now notice the little horn of Daniel 7, verse 21. "I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them." So as we can see, the Antichrist, the beast of Revelation 13, the one that comes up from the sea, is the same power as the little horn of Daniel chapter 7. They are the same. So if we can positively identify who this little horn is, we will know who the Antichrist is of the end times, because the little horn of Daniel 7 is the same as the first beast of Revelation 13. He is the Antichrist. I hope this helps. God bless.